I'm gonna say.
I think we live. What's up, T babies? How are you doing? It is Valentine's Day,
Or Singles Awareness Day, whatever you want to call it.
Singles Awareness Day, Lovers Day, Love Day. I like to call it Love Day. For Valentine's Day, my family tradition has always been give my kids something really nice, and then we write each other's letters. And it's the sweetest thing in the whole entire world. And I'm a day behind. They did get their gifts, but tomorrow, Wednesday is family day for us. So Wednesday, we're going to exchange letters and read them.
I really like that idea. I might have to write my son a letter.
Every year we do it.
I was so behind. I had my daddy go get my son a present and take it to the school
I love
today.
that. He did his thing. Because most people on this day, you either, I don't know, there's really like, every once in a while I'll find a middle point. And my girl, Lucky Pierce, I love her post today. That was the perfect middle point. It's either you're really happy or really sad or negative about it. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. Love is never a negative thing. It's such a beautiful thing. And my girls and my son, I don't want them to become adults and wait on someone else to pour love into them, to feel loved. I want them to be like, it's Lover's Day, yay. I remember being a kid. This is what my mom did. So let me pour that love into someone else. And I want them to have that enjoyment of doing it. We'll probably literally do it for the rest of our lives. That is the goal.
I'm stealing it. I'm doing it.
That is the
Valentine's Day
goal.
it's my number 2 favorite holiday.
I love it, right? I love it.
It's my number 2 favorite holiday.
We've been doing it for a couple of years now.
And I usually always do something. And I think this is the first year that I'm not doing anything too obnoxious.
Last year, Anna cried at her sister's letter. It was so sweet.
Oh, so the kids write each other letters too?
The kids write letters to each other and me, and then I write a letter to all the kids. So I write 3 letters, and then they write 3 letters. Everybody writes a letter. Besides Tino, he's the baby, so it's more like I love you. But Happy Valentine's Day, guys. Regardless if you're single or not
My
single.
new tattoo that
You
my
got a
son
new one?
actually wrote me.
I saw it on Facebook.
Yeah.
I want to see
That
it.
would be what my letter would say from my son. I have it permanently tattooed on me. That would be what my letter would say for my son.
That's the
I love you more.
Valentine's. See? That's what I'm seeing. So happy Valentine's Day, guys. I know y'all didn't know if we was gonna come on tonight, but of course we here. It's Lover's Day. When y'all get done with Tea Talks tonight, I want y'all getting into bed, having the best sex. Okay, I'm gonna say it out loud. The best sex of your life.
Yes.
If you've never been on Tea Talks, hello everyone. I'm Kitten.
I'm boozy.
Okay, and we make up Tea Talks. Tea Talks is just a place where us ladies get together. And we can talk about sex. We can talk about sex in an open way. The things that we don't want to talk about, we talk about. The things that we love to talk about, we talk about. And the things that we whisper to our best friends, we say it out loud here, and we say it proudly. And the coolest thing about Tea Talks is that we get to bring on guests, okay? We bring on our guests, and the reason why we have guests is because sex is one of those things where it's so vast. It's so vast. You can, like, anything you think of, if you think you're by yourself, there's probably someone else out there who thinks like you, and it might be, you might feel like you're the only person in the world, or you might realize, oh, it's a lot of people who do this with me, or this isn't so weird, or this isn't so crazy, or whatever. And when our guests come on the show, they always come in with such a beautiful insight on not only what they've experienced in sex, that what they, it's kind of like one of those things where, hey, somebody should know this. And I want somebody to know this. And Tea Talks is that place to be that. So, we want to introduce our guest for tonight. Our guest for tonight. I said our desk.
Our guest.
Our guest for tonight. Ooh, EJ Thomas. What's up, my friend? How are you? I'm going to let you introduce yourself. Tell my T-Babies what you all about.
All right, so what's up to all the T-Babies that's out there? I am EJ Thomas, a.k.a. your baby mama's favorite radio host and podcaster. I just like to have fun. I have a podcast called The Hot Seat where we talk about a lot of just hot topics that normal society doesn't necessarily talk about. And I make sure that I grill people who come on. You don't get an easy softball conversation with me. We grill. So as you saw when I came on your IG when we first met,
yes.
I can flip the script really quick and we can go back and forth and have fun. So that's what I do. I'm also a radio host on K92.7, known as Mr. Conversation. There, Columbus, Georgia, goes out from I say probably to LaGrange, Georgia, and back towards Opelika, Alabama. So just trying to keep the career up and keep moving and keep it pushing.
Okay. Oh, let me write that down. Okay, DJ. Opelika, because let me tell you, I was there. That's how we connected. And thank you so much for walking up to me during that day and asking to be on, a part of my interview. I interviewed 20 people that day. I will, yes, Coach Jazzy. I interviewed two, but you...
I didn't do 20. I did about 10.
10?
I got there late. And but I will say your energy was good throughout. So you did a great job.
Thank you.
I love the people who I see. You just have great energy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You walked up to me and was like, "Hey, you still doing interviews? I want to be interviewed." I said, "Say less." And then somebody came. I said, "Whoa, wait a minute. This person is next." Like I'm big on following the rules and people being in line, because I know how I feel when somebody skip me.
Nothing irritates me more than when someone cuts me in line.
But it's even more irritating when the person who's
doesn't
in charge
acknowledge the fact
don't
that
say,
they
"Hey,
were
wait,
cutting."
well, 1 second,
Hold
that
up.
person was in front of you." I was doing my thing. Matter of fact, my boyfriend was down there helping me. That's what was happening. He was the person that was keeping everybody in line and going to go recruit people. So I think that's why I got so many interviews at night, just to be honest. But thank you so much for walking up to me. That is literally how we connect. I'm big on networking. T-Babies, y'all know, if you know me forever, I'm a model. We're models here. This is my beautiful model.
Got my
Boosie,
fourth publication this week.
And I'm so proud of it. So, It's just the coolest thing to be able to network and meet different people. And then when you were telling me about your podcast and you came on there asking me these just questions, I was like, I gotta have you on the show. So I'm just so happy that you're here. When you say that you ask people random questions, because when you say you woman, your baby mama favorite host.
Lord have mercy.
Podcaster, yes.
I love that. I love that so much. What are some of the questions? Because you got me with a few of them today.
What
I
is
met
your
you.
favorite question to ask people?
Well, one of the ones that I asked her the last time when we met was, can you be in love with more than one person at a time?
Perfect.
And a lot of time the conversations spiral into different things, or rise up, however you want to look at it, to different things from a question like that, because you never know how it's going to go. Either I can lead it, push it to certain places, or that person stands their ground and goes back and forth with me. I had a mayor on my show one time, and
Oh.
the mayor of Columbus, Georgia, and
Right.
one of my most proud questions is I asked him, I grilled him about the Parks and Rec Center, why so many are disappearing, and he was surprised because he thought I was just like the funny guy and stuff like that. It's like, no, I'm doing my research.
I do my
here that,
research.
vote and stuff. So I grilled him, didn't let him get off. He was a little uncomfortable, but since then I've kind of been known as that guy that any type of question can come out, whether serious or funny or anything like that. So
That's so cool. That's so cool because you have to be multifaceted in this industry. It's so important. You have, because most of the time I don't know what it is when you're funny and laughable. People resonate that with ignorance. It's
They
almost
don't
like
take you seriously.
you
They don't
must,
think
for
you're
you to
smart,
be
and you
so
are.
happy, you must be ignorant about what's going on in the world. It's like, no, I'm
No.
quite knowledgeable about what's going on in the world. It's
You
just,
just don't let it affect you.
there you go. I don't let it affect me, and I'd rather stay on the lighter side. I have to, but it takes a different type of courage to tackle those hard questions, to tackle the things that most of us don't want to talk about, and that is why
That's why
we
we're
have
here.
Tea Talks.
let's go.
So we have been talking about for the last couple of weeks, like pretty much giving head. Giving head. I'm telling you, I've been through the ringer with that shit. I don't know what it is, good, bad, like amazing head to like, yeah, let me just go to a porno in the back of my head that I just watched a couple of days just to get this nut off. Because as a person here, so I'm just gonna use them literally as a vibrator. I've done it before. This is what it is. But we learned last week about different tongue exercises. Did you know there was tongue exercises that you can use, that you can do to make it stronger or whatever the case may be?
Some of the same exercise that we use as speakers to strengthen our tongue and that we speak back and forth with. Even something as simple as Peter Piper, a lot of alliteration with the same vowels or the same consonants, saying those over and over again and being able to hit them correctly can put your tongue in certain positions that or make cunnilingus better.
I'm so glad. My friend, Jaylee, I love her. When I first started recording, she was like, I need you to say red leather, yellow leather. And I was like, what? I would never forget it. Oh, I love her so much. She has no idea, like, how much I love her. But red leather, yellow leather. And now I can say it with, but at first, it was such a time for me to say that out of my mouth. But she was like, if you can say that, then you can pretty much say anything and do anything. So the reason why we was learning about the tongue exercises last week is because we're learning how when giving head, regardless if it's male or woman, the tongue can be straight, it can be pointy, it can be flat, it can be soft, it can be hard. And with Tea Talks, the whole show is wrapped around on how we can best please our partner. So I love when we have males on the show because I get to ask all type of crazy questions.
Yes.
So for the males, do y'all prefer like a softer tongue or a harder tongue, or maybe is it like a type, but there's a harder tongue or a softer tongue?
So be careful with this. Putting it out there, everybody is different.
Yes.
Everybody's is different, and you have to understand that. If you go
Correct.
into a situation doing the same thing that you did with this person, that's not the best attitude to go into it with. The idea is to learn your partner, communicate, and listen, and for them to let you know what it is, whether it's through their body or whether it's through verbal. Because some people don't like to talk as much. So,
I just feel
but
like he
if we
needs a
can
round
learn
of
how to
applause
communicate,
here.
if we can learn how to communicate with each other, we can get each other to where we need to be. I personally, I like pressure. I like a crazy amount of pressure compared to normal people. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
I'm a little bit on the of abnormality on there. You know what I'm saying? Like I like squeezing, like you know what I'm saying, crazy stuff, like like that. Compared
You
to,
want her to hold that thing like
I
don't
mean,
move
I
type
like
thing?
I like a lot of pressure. I'm just
Say
gonna put it
less.
like that.
Okay.
I like a lot of
I've
pressure.
come across. He's not the first person I've heard say that.
So,
Like add some pressure on that thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
What about
some
your
people,
balls?
tickle them a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Tickle.
Put them in your mouth.
Because Charlie and the Bolo
Not-
team said twins said don't forget the balls.
Don't forget.
And I'm
Yeah,
learning.
don't focus on them for me.
Right.
But, don't forget them either. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They're there for a reason. Now, I'm not really a proponent of the whole right up under there,
The
gooch and
gooch.
stuff like that. That don't really do it for me. But there are people that it does it for. So whether it's a knuckle or whether it's a tongue or something like that, a gentle thumb, that gets people there. That's not for me. But I respect, what people like. I do have friends that like that and that do like that type of stuff. So
They do. I've heard of different things like when giving a man head, of course, as a young girl, the only thing you know is to Lord him. My poor jaws.
Up and down.
That
up and
damn-
down. Up and down. Up and down.
How fast can I do this? How much speed can I put on it?
Getting a cramp in the neck.
Oh, my neck. Oh, I ain't gonna stop. Mama didn't raise no bitch. I'm gonna keep going.
Okay,
You know, like you gotta understand as a woman who's trying to
wait,
please
no,
her
no.
man, we just know this motion. But like as we got older, we have learned that okay, we can do some things and there's these little pressure points and you guys, that's like the dead zone, just like the vagina. Then there's the hot spots. Now we know what the hot spots are. But at first, it's like one of those things we're just going into it and like literally.
Ducking.
I remember.
Ducking.
So if I was given a general, just things that you might want to pay attention to, a general list. One is research the fulcrum.
What?
That is the spot about a dime to a quarter size right under the head for an uncircumcised penis. That
Okay,
is
for
right under the head. That is
uncircumcised.
normally one of the most stimulating parts of the penis. It's on the back, the underside.
That's the part that will
The frenulum?
frenulum for the
Oh.
circumcised penis. But what did you call it for the uncircumcised head?
I might have pronounced it wrong.
No, that's
I said-
okay. I pronounced them all wrong. What
I
did
said
you-
fulcrum.
Folk, okay.
But
We have contests in who can say the words right sometimes because we can't pronounce the words
if
right.
we
So we ask our viewers all the time, hey, how you pronounce this?
And they'll send it to us.
and it's the spot right under the where the head is, and basically that is a extra sensitive spot on most gentlemen. So that plus wanting to, what is the word? Enthusiasm is one of the greatest tools that you can have with that. If you're going into it, male or female, like you don't want to do it, that itself is a big turnoff. Sometimes the visual proponent of it is, especially for a male, is one of the greatest things that you can have with that.
So pretty
If you
much
feel that
act
she
like you
wants to
like
please
it.
you,
Why are we acting?
Well, then I would say, well, if you don't like it, then this is, I don't know what to do about that.
just be enthusiastic. You know what I mean?
But not overly enthusiastic.
Yeah, you don't want to make it seem like it's a porno, like it's, you recording like it's fake or whatnot. But
Right,
You know.
right. But actually like it. Can you tell when a woman really enjoys sucking your dick, or is she just doing it just to be doing that?
if you know the person well enough, you can tell when things are done out of pity or out of just I'm going to do this so I don't have to hear about it, versus I really want to please you. So
So the tongue then.
That's a balance.
The tongue from a pleaser. Let's talk about it. Is it more or less pressure, less pressure, a lot of tongue action, or little tongue action? Because I'm not a girl, I don't know.
So if we're saying this is our first time, then I would say that there will be more of everything. It will be in abundance. It's like I'm giving this to you freely.
Okay.
If it's somebody that you've been with for a while and over, it's just about knowing your partner. Then that's when you go into the communication and things like that.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So let's get into the subject. Lick her slowly and lusciously.
Remember that your tongue can be wide and flat or strong and pointy, among other possibilities, but those are the two ends of the spectrum. Start your dive with a wide and flat tongue. Lick her from the perineum to the pubes with a big broad strokes that will wake up all the nerves slowly. Lick her slowly and lusciously. Lick her V is the world's tastiest ice cream cone. It's not mint chocolate chip, y'all. 3 scoops high. Add in flavored lube and make her dessertier if you want. Big soft licks from the bottom to the top. If she's not crazy about the vag licks, just concentrate on the clit with a nice big fat soft tongue.
Man.
Sorry, I had to throw some shade on the mint chocolate chip.
Okay,
We
before
not
I
mint
get
chocolate chip
into
over
what you
here.
said, let me make sure my tea babies and say hi to you guys. I love y'all. Nisa, shout out to today the photography. We love her. Shout out to the Creators Parties by Who That Podcast. That is our photographer tonight. Left from like Samantha, I know. She said, girl, you crazy. Captain Chris says, sell it. You got to sell it. What's up, Kirsten? Kirsten, you got to get on the
favorite
show so we
bartender.
can give you a new name. But right now, the favorite bartender who comes with that funnel and get me drunk, I love her. Okay? I love that damn funnel down my throat. I can't. Ooh. All right, lick her slowly and lusciously. The whole, when it I love when you put it down my throat. I love it. That's the only woman I let put some shit down my throat. But when it comes to...
So speaking of down your throat, see,
Let's
everybody
go.
hasn't conquered the gag reflex, and every person isn't the same size. So that's the thing that I think is maybe some people like that. Some people, want that gag.
I have been
stuff
defeated
like
by the gag reflex.
I don't have a gag reflex. I've met my maker though. I
have a gag reflex. I will vomit all over you.
I
know
know
my
my penis
limits.
too big. He knew he was too big because this is what he said to me. He said, "You don't gotta suck my dick." I said, "Jimmy, I don't suck your dick. Let me suck it." He was like, you don't gotta suck it. He was like, "If you see it, you ain't gonna let me have sex with you." I'm like, "What? Just pull it out." Ooh, Lord Jesus Christ.
See,
It was-
there you get.
It was
tried
the
to warn
size of... You might say a fucking arm. And my thing, let's start with this. Because you're a guy. And when most ladies say a big dick, okay, there's a little fucking maximum to depending on the
Some
vagina.
of us get a little terrified.
I got
Okay.
ripped by this penis, and I don't never want it again. Last time, he never had sex with me again, and it's not because we didn't do all the proper things. We didn't. I made sure I was turned on. I was extremely lubricated. I liked this person. I wanted to be with this person. This person wanted to be with me. He wasn't. And matter of fact, like if you watched the show 5 years ago with his book called Sexual Practice of Kudoska, so he's literally like what's the biggest dick that was in there? Not the ram, he was short. Not the deer, he was kind of in between. There was like a big dick man. And it talks about the personality of that man. Horse was, thank you. Horse dick. Jesus Christ, he's really out there, okay? And they're very gentle, they're loving, they're very compassionate because they know, once you get riled up, they're finna pull out this fucking horse on you and be like, "You ready?" And you, as a woman, give me a damn minute. And so when he pulled it out on him, I was like, "Oh, Jesus." But
we learned with sexual practices, there is a certain vagina that is
That is-
made for
Yeah,
that.
it totally wasn't my vagina.
We don't have
Because
them.
this penis ripped me, okay? And I'm telling you, it was not very nice. So I get it. So like, I don't ever want to run into that again. Ever. Which I won't. But like I'm telling you, that was just, let's just say it was too big. So there is a such thing as too big, but according to my book, his personality matched his penis size. Very loving, very caring, very nurturing, because they knew their dick was too big. Damn near. I think that's what it is. It was just like, hey, I don't want to just whip it out on you. But he would not let me. So I couldn't tell you how it was. Like, I don't say he won't let me. He didn't want to, but I'm just hard-headed. I'm going to suck your dick. When I say my mouth went as big as a person, possibly a mouth could go, and it was just like, wow, it's a lot of dick.
So
And
you
so-
got your Pac-Man on, that Gotcha.
Which,
You got your Pac-Man on.
We don't normally get to hear the sound effects.
we got to hear it today.
And we get to hear the sound effects today. There, Kayla.
So-
How do y'all do this every week?
So, right, as the
Gobble,
viewers.
gobble, 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 gobble.
So my mouth could only get so far. It's like literally, I'm like, put it down my throat. Let me swallow it. I could not swallow it. It could not go far. Like, it got to the baby. It got just far enough. And then we couldn't go no far. So I will say, I totally believe on like there is a limit.
I know my limits because if I had to keep my mouth all the way open and I ain't got room to move my tongue.
I didn't have no room. Thank you. I didn't have room for my tongue to do nothing. I was just like, how do I do
If I'm choking before we get past the little lip,
Been there, done that.
can't do it. And I have a gag reflex. I know my limits.
I don't have it. So I was just
I
like,
know my
let's
limits.
go.
That's why we use our hands. Us women who have gag reflexes like to use our hands a lot.
Yeah, have you came across a woman? Oh, let's give you a name. Because
Yes.
EJ Thomas, who you come as, but you
It's not who
leave.
you leaving as.
That's not how you leave here.
Oh,
'Cause
that's
it's
simple.
Tea Talk.
I got-
So
I got
everybody who comes on Tea Talks get a new name.
So it's Mr. Goodbar, and there's a reason why.
Mr. Goodbar.
I feel like there is a
Whoa!
story here and I need to hear it.
Mr.
Very
Goodbar full of nuts. So tell us.
Well, it's simple. See, all those other candy bars, they got all that extra stuff that you don't necessarily need.
Okay.
You don't need that caramel. You don't need
Oh.
all that stuff. All you
I
need
love
is
Snickers.
chocolate and some nuts to get the job done. That's all you need. We don't need all that.
Oh, wait,
That's
what's my
what-
phone? What am I thinking? Okay, Mr. Goodbar.
We not up here bragging about size. We just talking about period. All you need is some chocolate and some nuts to get the job done.
I'm writing down. Give me more chocolate and good nuts.
Mr. Goodbar. Keep it simple.
I'm fucking done. Mr. Chocolate Bar. So Mr.
Mr. Goodbar. That one's
Mr.
gonna stick with me
Goodbar.
like Charlie and the Bolo Twins.
Right, because all
Mr.
you
Goodbar.
need is chocolate and good nuts. You don't need nothing else. All that extra stuff is just extra. Because if you got what you need, you don't need it. Okay, Mr. Goodbar. I don't even remember what I wanted to ask, because that was the best name all night.
It's right up
That
there
was
with
the
Charlie,
best.
Charlie and the Bolo Twins.
I love him. He got to come back on the show. Okay, so let's talk about. Boy, I wish you could see this picture. Let's talk about taking positions of the different.
If you were one of our OGT babies, this is taking me back to Karma Sutra days.
Because we'll flip your ass.
You're not flipping my ass over on this table.
I had a good time doing it. Do you want to sit down? Camera Crunch get a whole boozy because I will lift
You
her.
were not flipping my ass on my ass to be
I just
hanging up
wanna-
out.
I just want to reenact these. So this one I got you. I'm holding your hands and I'm in between your legs.
Oh Jesus.
Okay, take your position. Here
Okay,
are some
take your
ideas
Sorry,
for
I
her
got a little distracted here.
satisfaction.
The recliner and the little prayer are good for starting. I got distracted for a minute there. Holy
So those were
Jesus.
good. Those were good positions.
Are some good positions for starting with a new partner, and feel free to switch your positions as you go. Lord Jesus. Receiving as well as giving. Being a great giver is, well, awesome. But there's also some thought, skill, and effort involved in being a good receiver of pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, this for you, Boozy.
This
This for you. This your section.
for me.
Oh.
Do you get self-conscious? Absolutely.
Nope.
Do you quiet down like a clam? Yep, sure do.
Because I'm coming.
The person in bed with you is working their little heart or tongue out, and they deserve to know that you're enjoying it. Okay, okay.
Yes.
We want to know.
Okay.
Read that again, man.
Read that same sentence.
The person in bed with you is working their little heart or tongue out, and they deserve to know you're enjoying it.
Don't hide.
Don't hide it.
In fact, some positive feedback will probably get your sweetie hotter, which will inspire more tongue work, which will get you hotter. This is not the time to act mysterious or let your worries take over. Did they notice that my thigh Show
Twitch.
some appreciation. Give some feedback. A couple of oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
When they get you in your good spot, for example. Right. If you're sinking into the experience and talking is rough, rolling hips, moaning, and spreading your legs further apart are all great ways of expressing your pleasure without words.
Yeah.
But if you do have something to say, speak up. Don't leave some good-hearted pussy-eating painting to the wrong side of the fence because you feel shy.
Oh.
Touching your partner is a sweet way to connect. If there's a head in your lap, stroke its hair. It's a way of saying thank you. That is what the hair thing is. One thing. If you're down there, you damn well better have something for me to hold on to.
So, I would say, for me, sometimes I'm bald, so I should.
You got ears?
So you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you gotta grab ears and things like that.
Yeah.
Now,
Got ears.
sometimes I ask, do you want me to eat it like a sniper, or do you want to sit on my face? You know what I'm saying? There's other ways too. Now, I prefer
69.
because I like to find the air pockets. So I like bigger women. You know what I'm saying? I'm a BBW lover my whole entire life since I've been
Okay.
13 years old. Shout out to my boy Mark Henry Walker. I met my best friend looking at a BBW. We always tell that story all the time. Caught me in the hallway looking at a girl. He came up to me and said, "Get out of there." Okay, best friend since then.
Got you. Got him. Pay attention.
So,
We focus it.
so I'm saying all this to say that, you know, we like different things, but me, I like when she sits on my face. That way she can guide me exactly to where she wants me at. And I like that pressure. I like that being on top of me kind of thing like that, to the point where I almost can't breathe. You know, I got to move the head to the air pocket.
If he
You
dies,
know
he
what I'm saying?
dies.
Like, I love that. And then that lets me know exactly where you're at. So when we do flip it and I'm on top giving head, you know, I know exactly where I need to be at. Just maybe the pressure needs to be more. So that's my favorite way. You see, I got a beard here, so I don't know
we
where it
see
comes
it.
from. It
Face
is.
sitters, one of our little.
Because we got the face sitter on here. Well, I love the face sitter.
I tell her to drag it across my face like a snail. You know, sometimes you gotta get slow.
You said start on my forehead, laying in my mouth.
like a snail. You gotta go slow. You can't just go fast. You gotta.
We love you on TikTok. Okay, so you. Okay, because there are men who eat pussy and love eating pussy.
I feel like you one of the.
There's the men who like, I'm gonna eat this motherfucker, get you wet, then I get on and do. Then there's the kind that be like, hey, when you gonna fuck me? Cause I came across one of them, and I was like, so when you gonna please eat my pussy? I am so turned on. Please fuck me. Please.
So I learned incorrectly. My father was a person that didn't really care to eat pussy. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
so my dad used to tell me your stroke game must ain't that good if you got to relate to that and stuff like that. And I'm just being real. So when I was younger in high school, I was, you know, I didn't have the right mindset. But as I got older, I realized that, one, I ain't got no 12 inches of dangling. So, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing. Two, I'm going to do everything I need to do to get the job done. And that is part of it. I feel that it's not sex if there is not, you know what I'm saying, head both ways. I don't.
A woman should come before she ever gets penetrated. She either should come from mental stimulation, because we can, because we most definitely can, or oral stimulation, or erogenous zone stimulation. Because some of us can come off our necks being sucked on. Some of us can get come off our,
Being breathed
of course,
on.
oral sex. But it's like it's so much. You said breathed on.
Being breathed on.
There's so many different ways that we can come before. Like we're literally supposed to come before the penetration, only because our G spot. Like once your dick goes inside of us, so there's a dead zone after like the what's that thing up there that feels like gills? G spot. Not, is it the G spot or is that the name of it? I'm pretty intoxicated.
like further up.
It's like A, G, and then back there is the U. So, in the front of our vaginas, there's all this fun stuff. You know, there's the clitoris, there's the lips, there's when you stick in there, there's a G spot in there, you push up, and da-da-da-da-da. But then, a little bit farther after that, there's nothing. Like, literally nothing. Then you go back a little bit further, then there's that button back there that you actually hit. And, you know, it can either hurt or it can feel really good. Just really depending on who the woman is. But I would say, I guess my question is for the man, the fact that you've dealt with, are you in a relationship right now?
She's married.
Yes, ma'am.
Married? Oh, I don't know.
Yes, yes. Said that at the
I know
beginning
we
of the
asked.
We done had a discussion.
Right. Married, okay. So with your partner that you've been with forever, so beautiful. When did you, I guess, you know, after, of course, experience, they remind me of Magic Stick and Honey Pot.
We need them to come back because I need
So
to
if
meet
your
them.
name is Mr. Goodbar, what's hers?
Tinkerbell.
Say it again.
Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell.
And I'm gonna tell you why. See, when you watch the Disney show channels and stuff, and you see Tinkerbell go over the house or the Disney thing.
Yes.
She got fairy dust in the coochie, and it's like she sprinkled that shit on me all the time. So that's why I've been hooked. She got that fairy dust coochie. So
She my new best friend.
Let me just put
Right.
fairy dust pussy.
I ain't never, man. It's like it's cracking the coochie, man.
Lord have mercy.
I ain't never.
Fairy
First time I had
dust
sex with her, I asked her to
pussy.
be- I asked her to be my
Okay.
girlfriend. I asked her to be my girlfriend the next day.
I would have
I said
too.
girlfriend. I said we bypassing all of that. Had
You
sex
said I'm
with
married
her
tomorrow. What you
first
want to do?
time, you know
You
what I'm
got
saying?
that
Bang.
fairy dust.
So it's been on and popping since then.
She hit you with that fairy dust pussy.
Yes, man. And then the other thing, her stripper nickname is Bubbles. That's who she brings out. You know what I'm saying? When we role play, that's Bubbles, cause she got a bubble butt. So you know.
Bubbles and roll. Play. I'm just writing down notes because look, I'm gonna recap these. I love the Bubbles. I love Tinkerbell.
We also do Nurse Thomas. With Nurse
Y'all be
Brown.
cosplaying?
Yeah, we role play all the time. See, I'm in the cosplay because I used to YouTube with the nerds and stuff like that or whatever. So
You're an IT guy?
No, not at all.
Okay.
But I used to be out there with them, being a YouTuber and stuff like that. And you know, she's done Wonder Woman. She's done. We get the underwear and stuff from like Walmart and different places. They have the characters and stuff on there. She's willing to go.
What Tinkerbell not on the show?
Go deep into it.
We need Tinkerbell,
All right, we can
AKA
bring on one of these
Bubbles,
days. No problem.
doing
Nurse-
that fairy dust pussy on T-Talks.
Nurse Brown.
Tell her to my soul.
We do CEO, and the intern. So you know, it could be reversed. It could be me or her. What are you going to try to get this job? You know what I'm saying? You have the interview
Ooh.
process. It's a lot of stuff, man. When you with somebody, you have to keep it fresh. You have to keep it, you know, things rolling and stuff like that. So it's like you get a different person every day.
Tell my T babies. Let me make sure they ain't saying that. I need to find this book. What's up, Plain Jane? Hello? Honey, yes, you do need to find this book. This book is the holy grail right now, okay?
That's the
You know
homie.
I just
She's a promoter and has some artists under her.
let me actually. I'm gonna go get the
Plain-
link because I just saw
Let me
it.
write your name. Plain Jane. Cause Jane, I am a. When I'm not talking about sex and how to have a better orgasm, okay? I am a model. I'm an interviewer, and I'm an
What she
influencer.
said.
Okay, and this is my beautiful model, Boozy. Okay. So, Plain Jane, this book.
I'm fixing to give you the link to it
She got
right
you.
now.
Say
I'm
less.
looking for it right
It's
now.
called Morgasm. The book that we started off with was Sexual Practice of Kodoska. And actually, I think Nini's, which is Pretty Kitty, gave me, I think, the proper pronunciation of the word. But here, you'll learn that we just said what come out our mouth.
We just say what it looks
You'll
like.
figure it out. You'll figure it the fuck out.
Yeah, I went and looked up the word earlier. You guys was right. I had it completely wrong.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we
I was
just.
thinking of something that has to do with like angles and stuff swinging up. Yeah,
We
I was
knew
like,
what you was trying to get to. That's literally all that we care about. We understand. We can go
My
to
bad.
Google, and Google can finish the sentence for us.
Yes. I just dropped the link for the book.
Blaine, she said, what are we talking about here? Is this heaven? Girl, you have landed on the pillows, baby. Plain Jane. Ooh, you feeling good? You feeling good, girl? We feeling it.
What y'all drinking on?
Whatever Kitten put in my cup.
You have to say, I put Merlot. No. Sweet
Sweet
Red. Boom.
think
Sweet
it's Sweet
Red
Red.
is in the book. A lot of men don't understand this at all. Morgan, I need to find it. Okay, I know.
I don't
I know?
think it's that expensive right now. Let me see how much it is right now. We bought the book for like $20,
And then it went skyrocket.
and then it went to $120. Right now it's $39.50.
Boom. Because I don't know what they was thinking. It
When
probably
we
'cause
bought it,
so
it
many
was
people
not that
trying to get it at
expensive.
one time. So, supply and demand. So if anybody who's a book writer about sex, let us know. We would love to promote
Yes.
this.
You know when it jumped up during COVID. That's when it jumped up. Everybody was at home playing, you know what I'm
I
saying,
didn't
trying to
think
figure
about
out.
It was
It
during
was
COVID.
COVID time.
A lot of audio books, things like that jumped out during that time.
Jesus, I didn't even think about that until now.
It was
Probably
COVID
why it was
time.
happening. Okay. Dang.
That makes so much sense.
So with you and your partner, how long have you been married all together with Fairy? I say Fairy Dust.
Okay, so
Tinker?
we've been married for going on 7.5 years. Actually, April will be eight years, and we went together about 11.
April what?
April 5th
Happy. Oh, it's almost anniversary time.
would have
It's
been the
April.
4th, but not gonna lie, man, they gave us a real good deal to move it to Sunday instead of Saturday.
We
So
love married couples. We had our
Yes.
first married couple about 2 years ago. So please tell Tinkerbell that every time she want to be on the show, we would love to have her on here. Like, oh my God,
Cool,
we had Magic Pie and Magic Stick. Magic Stick was like a fan of the show for like a year, right? And then he was like one time, I think that was at a game, and he was like, we're gonna call her Magic Pie because I love her. She's like, what you over there looking at? And he was like, look, it's just tea talks. And then she came on the show, and now she's a viewer and supporter, and we love them. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God. So tell Tinkerbell anytime she wants to come on the show and express some emotions, because this girl time every Tuesday at 8:30.
It's girl
But-
time, but we let the men come in and share your opinion because we value your opinion.
We love y'all. Because we're not having sex with ourselves. Unless, you're a gay
Hold on.
woman or whatever the case may be.
self-exploration is very, very important. Very important. Speaking
Tell
of
my
that-
tea babies, what can they, being in a relationship, we really care about relationships. We love them. So what can you, keep it spicy as far as, communication-wise? Like, what is maybe a different way you communicate with your partner that people might not even use? What's a different technique?
I'm gonna tell you, shit gonna sound corny, but gentlemen, shut up sometimes and just listen.
Oh, right now. Shut the fuck up. That's what I'm shut the
That's my hardest thing because being known as Mr. Conversation, I'm a talker. I've always been, since I've been a child, I've been a talker. So my issue is I make up my mind and I move because I'm smart, I'm this, I'm that, or whatever. But you have to understand that you have a whole nother person with you, and you have to move in together in oneness. And so sometimes I just need to stop.
So
Shut
what
up.
I'm hearing is you're saying to hush, be
Listen.
open-minded, and
Listen.
considerate.
Just listen. Even if you don't agree with her, listen. Because sometimes somebody just being able to get out what they want to say what makes them feel better. It feels like they're included in the conversation. It
Yeah.
feels like they were listened to. Okay, well, we didn't go that way, but he let me say what he had to say. I have a habit of rushing to a conclusion and running, and so I tell everybody if there's one thing that I can do better and that I want to impress on other men, and I say it just bluntly: shut up sometimes. Shut the fuck up. And I know it hurts people's feelings when you say it
Yeah.
like that, but this is straight up. Sometimes I know you're the man. I know you're leading your household right. I know you're doing what you're supposed to do. I know you're out here working. I know you're out here grinding. But so is she. And she's doing all this other stuff too. So sometimes shut up and just listen.
Cheers. Damn it.
And
Mr.
I'm not
Goodbar
pandering
came through
type.
with the number one sentence. Mr. Goodbar, this
not,
for you.
I'm not the pandering type. I'm not gonna pander to a certain demographic. I tell everybody straight up. That is one thing that I have to work on myself. You know, communications. And communicating don't mean how well you can communicate. Sometimes it means how well you can listen and let them communicate to you.
Half of communication is hearing.
The burden of communication is on the listener and the receiver.
It totally it, and I have heard it from so many different people who are like sex educators and psychologists and relationship builders and I like how you said that it is really important on both ends because not only if I'm expressing myself, I need you to hear me. And if I'm listening and then the person expressing themselves, you know, if someone is taking the time out to tell you how they feel, really take that in consideration because a lot of people, even as we said it in what was the one sentence that you made Boozy to repeat? Let me find it again. Where is it at, Boozy?
The person in bed with you is working their little heart or tongue out, and they deserve to know you're enjoying it.
We are not here to read each other's mind. And like you said, we're two different people. So I can't come to you and just expect that I know everything. We could be dating for 20 years, but still,
People change.
people fucking change. Not
People
only do
change,
they
their
change,
likes
they
change.
evolve. Likes change, their views change. The people they are around may change, and you, of course, we want it to be for the better, so to speak. But it's like if it's someone that you really care about, you do want to listen. And at that point, even if I like how you said, even if it does, if it hurts your feelings, you don't understand it. At that point in time, you don't try to understand it because obviously you don't understand it. But then you kind of switch roles and you switch gears and be like, but it hurt you. You felt this way. And you're a part of me. So what can I do to make you not feel a certain way?
I think one of my biggest things that I've had issues with in relationships is they may act like they're listening to me, but I'm not being seen.
Right. It's just like, okay, what can I do to pacify the situation? And no woman or man, like I always say humans, like no woman or man wants to feel like they're not being heard, so to speak.
Seen or heard.
All right. Well, thank you. I didn't even think about that. Thank you. So, like, being able to communication is key. Shut up and listen.
If there's, other than telling people to shut up and listen, is there any...
Shut the fuck up! I'm fucking...
What is one other thing that you would like for our viewers to walk away knowing? Like, what is one... My life goal is to learn something from every person that I meet. What is something that you want to teach me today?
So actually, you guys
I've learned a
kinda
lot,
hit
though. Sorry.
People change all the time. All of the time, people change.
Yes.
What you felt when you was, let's say, high school, it's probably not how you're gonna feel about half the things in the world when you're past college, when you're in your middle 30s, and then when you get to your middle 40s. Every 5 to 7 years, there's called the pendulum swing. Society changes a lot of things. We'll think one thing with something, and then it'll swing back the other way around. It'll swing back around. So a lot of times, our personal opinion, whether it's TV, cinema, pop culture in general, just anything, changes every about 5 to 7 years. So why wouldn't your partner change every 5 to 7 years? They might have
That
been cool
is my
with the
time
way
frame.
they might have been cool with the way your social dynamic of your relationship was at that point. But they grew to a point where, so let's say a traditional, quote unquote, traditional relationship. They might have been fine with that at one point in time. Now they've gotten older. They're like, hey, okay, I don't quite agree with that. I need you to pick up some slack on this and that, blah, 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 more than just go to work. Or whatever situation is. You have to kind of start adjusting.
Current book and crayons now.
You have to start adjusting a little bit. If your partner, let's say, was bigger at one point in time, so they did certain things. Now they're losing weight. Now they have more confidence, or they might do certain things. You might have to be okay with them being out and about more, taking pictures, being more out and things of that nature. So they might have been more traditional woman and stuff. But now they're out and they want to do Instagram and they want to do all these type of things. Those are conversations that you have to have with each other. And they have to be serious conversations. What are you doing it
Serious
for?
conversations.
But you have to understand that it's not that they don't love you. It's not that they're changing their love for you. It's that their personalities are literally changing based on who they are is changing, and the amount of knowledge and information that they have now is different.
They're growing. We're all supposed to grow.
Perfect.
I just love it.
I love that he literally was just like, oh, when you started saying they may lose weight and they start doing this and they start doing that, I was like, did you dig into my life?
Because Boosie put her whole ass and cheeks out
Dig into my life
with some leather
I do my
straps.
research.
What you say, bitch?
But vice versa, I used to be smaller. And so I always used to wear beaters and shorts and stuff. And I used to be, guys run 6 miles a day, all that was in the military, stuff like that. So, but I changed from the physicality to the mental as I got bigger. I started using my brain more and doing other things. So I'm out more talking and doing things than I used to just be just an athlete. Just go out and play football. But everything's have evolved. So if you met me 10 years ago, you wouldn't like the person that I am now.
If you met me 5 years ago, you wouldn't.
Because it's like, when we going to go to the gym? When we go work out? When we go do this?
Yeah,
but it's
exactly.
like, hey, I got other things I'm actually focused on. But the gym right now, not that the gym isn't completely gone. I go to the gym once a week instead of 7 days a week.
Oh, that bitch gone.
I'm actually
gone.
okay. It's gone. Okay, it's gone. It flew away like the dying star. It's a comment now. But now I'm focused on research, learning, putting myself out there, and then again, like of course, you being a man and meeting all these different people, and like a woman meeting all these different people. Like I can say the biggest thing with being an entertainer, influencer, content creator, whatever the case may be, is having to network and deal with all the different the opposite sex. Let's just say what it is. The opposite sex. How do you keep Miss Tinkerbell, Fairy Dust
Magic
Pussy? Ooh, Magic Stick in the put. What's up, Magic Sticks? What it do? I know you super late. That's okay, Magic Stick. We love you because we was talking about you earlier. But back to Mr. Goodbar.
Sorry.
Oh, I love Magic Stick.
Easily distracted.
And Magic Power when they come on. But what do you do for Miss Tinkerbell just to make sure she understands, like, babe, I know this is new. It's not something that I want to do for attention. It's literally something that I have to do to get my name out there. What do you do? How do you make her feel secure that, babe, I'm not searching for another woman to seek after me, but I need the world to seek after me. But you're my baby. How do you do that?
This is an ongoing struggle with us, to know that, because you have to use reassurance. You have to, constantly, hey, You know what I'm saying? I know I'm going on this podcast and we're gonna talk about sex, but you know what I'm saying? I'm doing it in the open, in the house where you're around. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing. It's not like I'm going running into the car and doing a car video where you can't hear anything, stuff like that. As long as what you're doing is out in the open and she has access to anything that I do or that I say, I think that helps because
Heck yeah.
it's not that they're, because people are gonna be sometimes insecure sometimes.
That's
Um,
natural. It's a human thing. I don't think it's
yeah,
like you can't get mad at your partner for being insecure.
but I've never been an introvert really in my life. I've always been out there doing something,
Hmm.
whether I was YouTubing for the last 6 years, 7 years, whether it was doing this, whether it's radio, stuff like that. So I'm always going to be around women. I'm always going to be around people of the opposite sex all of the time. She has gotten to understand that I come home to you. It is what it is. Ain't no hide nothing. You just have to be a blank canvas, when it's time. And if any questions come up, we had one situation where there was these very attractive women. I won an award for radio personality of the year in my city, and the pictures that was taking my hands was a little low.
Okay.
I chose because when I looked at them, I said, "Oh shit, this ain't even gonna go down right there." So I tried to kind of do the deleting, blocking kind of thing, and
Okay.
somebody else seen them who knows her, and of course they was being messy and sent the pictures directly to them. So I didn't have to answer for the pictures. I had to answer for the fact that I was trying to delete and disappear stuff. And she was like, "Well, if nothing was going on, you could have just told me, hey, had a
Man.
couple drinks, my hand was a little lower than it should have been, and it would have been over." So you have to understand. So now I don't make that mistake. So if I'm taking pictures, whatever the situation is,
You learn from
um,
your mistakes, but do
learn
you
from it.
talk to your partner about it? Because there, like being an entertainer, there are always going to be someone who is trying to find that flaw. Because you're out
Mhm.
here, and it's so crazy being I'm a content creator. I create so much content. Being a content creator, that little bitty slip up, that little bitty slip, for someone who isn't a content creator, they wouldn't understand it. So then you're having to you don't go into it like a doll. You coddle that person, and you try to get them to understand that, hey, that my bad, didn't totally wasn't what I was trying to. A picture snaps so damn fast. Let's start that it snapped in 3 seconds. So as I'm trying to adjust my, I probably maybe just had a couple of glasses of wine. They just threw my hand over there. I wasn't even thinking, but somebody take the picture and they send it to your loved one, someone you love, someone you cherish, someone you actually give a damn about. And not saying that you don't care about the person that you're holding, of course, networking, all this stuff, like I say, with being a content creator or just a creator purposely, you need those connections. You need those people that you meet. But these people aren't people that you go home and sleep with, and then of course, it's such a, how can I say, a 360, or where you have you doing your work, and then you're going to always have those people. I'm calling them the paparazzi. So you have the paparazzi ready to put out tabloids about you, and you would think, hey, I'm not Jennifer Lopez or anybody, so why are you doing this? But the thing is, the moment you are in that position to put yourself out there as a professional, doing something that you really love, get ready for those people to come and tear you down. So then you also have to be that nurturing, loving person to tell your partner, hey, these people are going to come after us. Just please don't listen to them. Please come to me, ask me first, and give me a chance to explain, to give me a chance to, or just like how you met me, I had my boyfriend there. Babe, you can come with me. There's no place you can't go with me
That's why I made the
to
post that I made the other day.
network, to talk to these people, to be around who I am networking with. You're there with me. So I think that is super important because, like, when it comes to sex, your mental your mental is everything. If your mental is fucked, you'll never have an orgasm. When so once you make that person feel good, and then it gets into their heart. But then people understand you can love someone, but you don't trust them. So then when you get to the gut, do you trust this person? You might love the hell out of them, but if you don't trust them, then it will not go to your sacrum, which is your vagina, your anal sacrum. You'll stay with just up here. Like, I love them, but I don't really trust you like that. You want that person to trust you. You want to line up all of those chakras to produce that full orgasm, that great orgasm. Because yes, we're two different people, and yes, I changed over a couple of years, but me changing did not take away from our growth.
Just because someone changes doesn't mean it takes away from their core.
Or, yeah, I loved you because of this. I didn't stop loving you. And I love the fact that you're losing weight. Or I love the fact that now you want to go out there and do something different. And like you said, like, the best way is communication is so important. People change all the time. And you have to be okay with it. And it's one of those things that if you know in your heart you don't like change scares you.
You're better off staying by yourself,
You
honey.
you really are better off staying by yourself, because it's unfair to be with someone
And expect them not to change.
not to change, or to be with someone and expect them to change. Like, you might like 85% of them, but those 15% you don't like, but hoping that maybe if they love you enough, that 15% you can put over to the side a little bit and they'll change it
That
for
or you can change them in your... You can't change people to be who you want them to be either.
Samantha said, where'd it go? Let me find it, because my girl came
Hey, real quick,
through.
while you looking for that, shout out to Douglas Hampton, man. That's my producer.
What's up, Douglas? You said Douglas,
Well,
right? I said it right?
Yeah, you actually you interviewed him briefly also, but he's more than just a
I
producer.
love Douglas.
He's a filmmaker. He is just one of my good friends. He's supported my career for so long since we've known each other, man. Appreciate you, man, showing
Hey,
up, brother.
Douglas.
Super talented brother, right there.
I love him. I remember interviewing him. You guys were such a delight to interview. I swear, I love both of y'all. Gay
When
women
you got
don't
a man
have
with that type of camera,
sexual
with that type of swagger behind the camera, I have to bring him. Because he'll mess around and say, man, give me that mic, man. You ain't doing good. You ain't
Like,
doing
let
right."
me take care of this. This is what we're finna do right here. And I
So-
understand what they're saying. We can be wrong, but we really want to be heard. Samantha, you said right. We just want to be heard. What's up, Wayne? That guy wouldn't be here. What it do? Super late, super magic pot. We can't do anything. They choose to feel insecure or insecure. We have more orgasms. Magic pot, y'all got it. I'm so
Yes.
glad y'all have it. This is a combo. It sounds like we should be here to hear. I wish you was here, Doug, Dedrick. But Magic Pot, I wish I was here. So is open relationship an option? Question mark. I'm in a relationship. He's totally not open in an open relationship, so we'll see. Reassurance does a long way
Goes a
with
long
the
way.
goes. Thank you, girl. Does a long way with transparency. Samantha, you're absolutely, man, you're so right. Some shit is
Bro,
just
you
for
have no idea.
entertainment
You
and
have no idea.
show.
I'm dying. I'm running on like probably 35% energy, bro, like than what I normally would. But maybe it was good, so I could be a little bit more mellow.
We got you. I'm so happy you here. You have no idea. Some shit is just for entertainment and show to entertain. It's not for sexual pleasure. Exactly. Like the 50 Shades of Grey, Captain Crunch. Some people just want the fireworks and the fun. Some people just come off of I remember watching Real Sex
Theatrics.
and God, I don't know what to call him. But he would just rub his hands over this woman's body, and that heifer was having a whole orgasm. I'll never forget it. I don't know what it was called, but he would just rub his hands down here and just do these things. She was blindfolded, but she was just dark convulsing. I will never forget it. Yes,
Sounds familiar.
reassuring has to be like a currency when you have a certain type of lifestyle or even a certain personality. But the other person can't be really insecure or overprotective. You're so fucking right. Facts, I'm a filmmaker and photographer, so yeah. All right, Douglas, come through. Show, where my DJ at? I'm a filmmaker and a photographer.
Let's go,
So
boy.
yeah. This is the crust, the foundation.
is the crust.
Okay, I'm on T-Tones, not JC. I'm telling you. This is the crust. I'll never give anyone outside power over the ones inside my house. Man, you better say that. I tell my kids every time they leave my house, Don't you take no wooden nickels. What's good, bro? Yeah, sound isn't looking good tonight. Oh, he got you tonight, Mr. Good Boy. Douglas, wait till you come on the show. Baby, we gonna give you a new name too. Thank you,
Yes.
Douglas, so much.
Y'all definitely enjoy Doug too, man. Birds of a feather, man, right there. But I wanted to get into real quick before I don't know how much longer we got. How much longer we got?
3 minutes, 3, 4, 5. It don't matter. What do you
All
want
right,
to
so
tell
look.
us?
I told you I wanted to bring up was post-net clarity.
Yes. Let's talk
Need to
about
talk to you all.
it. Let's talk. Can y'all let me run to the restroom, bathroom break? Okay, it'll take me like 2 minutes. Okay. Normally,
Before
I don't have
you
to,
do
but yeah.
anything, before you make any decisions, rub me out one.
Do
Rub me out
what?
one. I'm telling
Rub
you.
me out
you-
one.
Rub
I
out
heard that
one.
for men, not for girls.
Flick it, whatever you want to say, flick that bean, do whatever it is. Because what you want to do is you want to get out that testosterone. You want to get out that that aggression before you make any type of decisions. And I'm telling you, you will start making better decisions in life. Sometimes as men, we're too sex focused, we're too sex centric. And we start thinking about other factors, and sometimes whether it's our buying, how we buy. So I have a degree in business and marketing. They used to tell us all the time, sex sells. Men buy things because they think women want them to have these things, or women have them and they're trying to get it so they can keep up with them and, make sure that they're part of what it is. So, however you get your release, make sure you get that release before you go. Before you go buy something, make sure that you're buying it for the right reasons.
Let go.
I play poker, and I find out that when I do all the math and stuff about it, I have a larger percentage of winnings because every time when I do that, it sounds crazy. Like even when I go to the grocery store or something like that, I make sure it might be if it's something that I'm buying using some money towards or doing something, I go run one out, man. There's all sorts of big words or whatever about the chemicals that are released during it and all of that stuff.
The
I know it
endorphins
sounds
and things
funny,
like that.
but I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? Do it. And you will notice a big difference. When you stop being motivated by, there's nothing wrong with loving sex, nothing wrong with wanting to have sex. But when you stop being motivated by sex as your primary motivation, as a man, your motivation should be, am I doing the best thing for my family? Am I doing the best thing for me as to grow and become better, become a better leader, become a better father, become a better husband, become a better whatever in my community? That's what you should be doing for that. When sex is the first and second thing that's always on your brain every time, we're not moving the way that we need to move. So think about that for a second, gentlemen.
Tell them again. Think about it. Are you here for your family? Masturbation.
He was
Okay,
talking
Douglas.
Okay.
Rubbing out does work. So I know rubbing out works for men, but what about for the girls? Like,
I'm gonna try it.
I don't want to
try.
rub it out.
Just try it.
Before you make any decision.
Even before you make a decision on is he the one? Does you still feel like he's the one when it doesn't involve sex? You know what I'm saying? Does he have all the other things besides sex? You know what I'm saying? That sex can make us make a lot of bad decisions. You know what I'm saying? That can outweigh a lot of things. Okay, well, he's got like 6 kids already that he don't take care of. He's got let's say he doesn't really have much money. Like you see all these red flags and stuff like that, but then you gave him a chance and he beat it down and you nutted 17 times and now he your man now. When that literally was the only box that he checked. Everything else, that's the one green flag. And all the rest of them is a bunch of red flags.
Bunch of red
then
flags.
you come back and you wonder why things didn't work out. But if you had to flick that bean a couple of times before you went and met him, so that way you could have said, nah, I'm good. I want to know more about you. I want to find out more about you. Stuff like that.
I'm not so
Maybe-
horny right now.
maybe that decision would have been a lot better.
The too emotional will rub it out and still want to be with you for some other BS reason. I know.
Oh no, Boozy makes a lot of my decisions.
Pleasure. Look, plain Jane said, "What would be your advice for men that choose to practice semen retention?"
So for the men that practice semen retention, most of they don't have that mental issue in the first place. That's why they're able to practice semen retention. It is a way to build up power per se, mental acuity, and other things in that regard.
I've heard of that.
But you have to already have a mindset where sex is not that important to you comparative to other men to be able to practice that in the first place. Me, I'm not able to practice that.
It doesn't give
like
you
to
blue
respect.
balls, no blue balls if you practice semen retention. Because all I heard was blue balls.
I'm trying to retain it.
That doesn't semen retention doesn't equal blue balls.
Some people it might, some people it don't. I don't practice it, so
Ooh.
I can't speak on it. I would
Okay.
never practice it. Nope. that's
None of
not
your
for me.
friends practice it.
I ain't trying.
Not really.
Nothing.
Not that
I
I
feel
know.
like
I know Doug
viewers.
ain't practicing it. I know Doug ain't
Douglas
practicing.
sent all the laughing face. So anybody on here, guys, do y'all practice semen retention? Does it not equal blue
The
balls?
closest to semen retention that I would practice is pulling out for that moment.
That's not fucking
Well,
ridiculous.
semen retention for that 15 seconds. That's it.
That's called on purpose fumbling the fucking ball.
That's it.
That's called
I
on
believe-
purpose fumbling that motherfucker.
I believe I'm supposed to nut. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. Why am I not coming? What am I? Now I will manifest some shit while I'm coming. Lord, don't let my eyes roll in the back of my head. God, give me everything. What you
Exactly.
mean?
Lord, don't let me.
Put
Right.
Tea Talks on
Yeah.
Oprah.
God gave me the ability to bust a nut for a reason, and you call me a squirrel because I'm always trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? In some way, form, fashion.
You said Mr. Goodbye. I'm gonna put AKA Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Oh man, squirrel.
So steady second for that.
Let me just put AKA Squirrel. I'm so sorry. I'm so tickled. It don't take a lot to tickle me. AKA Squirrel.
Hey, squirrel.
Trying
I'm like
to
the dude. I'm like the dude on the squirrel on what's the Ice Age? Kind of trying to get that nut.
Oh, he was crazy. The nigga I say. He.
Boy,
I'm dead.
He never got it. He was horny all the time. That man followed the nut the whole show. And
The whole
I didn't the
movie.
nut fall over a cliff or something. He jumped.
but yeah, so you know,
You can die for that nut.
That squirrel died for that nut.
yeah.
My semen is retained for canals and throat.
My serious
But
Okay, Douglas. Douglas, when you coming on the
Oh,
show?
Jesus.
Women be with dudes because they lonely and be emotional. Men don't seek women the same reasons necessarily. You know what, Magic Pie? I will say a lot of women do that. We be bored. Like the women who, and it's literally a balance. Okay, let's start there. Women who have no direction, don't know what they. Wait a minute, Magic. Listen. They,
Yes, sir.
aka guard dog, ain't my motherfucker.
That's our security guard dog.
Just not gonna be out this motherfucker.
well,
Look out!
I thought it was
Woo! Kid to get up out of here so fast. I had to say my name. I'm out. The
I
guard
used
dog.
to say he wasn't so bad, but he done tear your
Girl,
ass up.
he be knocking that cage from left. Cam Crunch. What was I talking about? I don't remember.
Semen retention.
Semen retention. Okay. I just want to meet a guy who actually does it. So that way I can ask them, does it equal blue balls? One. Does it makes them feel powerful? Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm telling you, when I'm nutting, I be praying for everything I want. After somebody told me that during a nut, that women could pray for the things they want, I've been doing it every time. Say it ain't so.
Say less office and be speaking a whole bunch of shit into it.
You better, girl. Speaking in tongues, I want T-Talks on Oprah. I say it every time I'm nutting. So Oprah can find me. HBO, Cinemax, all of them. Because I want to be...
T-Talks on the TV in a good way.
What? I want to be there.
So on your next one, go ahead and pray for the negotiations that I'm in to be on Apple TV and other stuff for my show. You pray for me. You know what I'm saying?
So next time I'm nutting, Mr.
Speaking
Goodbar.
of which, how do our viewers find you in what you do? How do we find you?
Okay, so Instagram, EJ Thomas 706. Facebook, EJ Thomas. I'm the fat bald nigga with a little Jordan t-shirt and his suit on. Then, if you want to find the actual podcast, you can find me at The Hot Seat with EJ Thomas. I've started that page up recently. So, definitely, y'all come get at me. Plain Jane, I was going to read that Plain Jane. But yeah, it's called The Hot Seat, man. You know, Doug Hampton is my producer. We bring people from the city.
Hot Seat.
In. Definitely, we prefer live in the studio though. But we're gonna reach out to y'all and bring y'all on too.
Cause we're coming. The T babies will be there.
We'll be there.
And we have fun. We just these type of conversations. Throw a little humor in it from time to time.
He's in Georgia,
too.
right?
Georgia.
Yeah, we in Georgia. Columbus, GA, baby.
Baby, Opelika, Georgia, or what part of Georgia we got to come find you?
Columbus, GA.
Columbus. Oh, that's right down there. Okay.
I was like, how far away is that?
I don't know, but you know I'll drive.
I'll ride.
I rode to Miami, remember?
I provide the snacks.
It's nothing. Plain Jay said, left my ass out. Y'all are hilarious. Thank you, girl. I swear we don't try to be.
We don't try. It just happens.
But it's short. No, it doesn't cause blue balls. It's just sexual energy. Shut up. It's tied to manifestation. If you don't allow it to just sit at the root chakra and learn to channel it upwards through your other chakras, your sacral solar heart, then as EJ said,
I want it down to the bottom.
Once it reaches your crown chakra, you're able to have that mental clarity. Magic Pot, they say semen retention is connection to lifespan, but I don't know. I don't know. Y'all speaking to my soul right now. Come on. Plain Jane. I think that's the name. Love Plain Jane. Come on the show or something. Take me out to dinner.
Person is 30 minutes south of where y'all met.
30. We were what did I say? 30 minutes south of. Oh, so a little bit more. Okay, it was 4 hours to get to y'all. So
Same as going to Atlanta.
I'll say 5, because I gotta go
traffic.
Potty break for me.
I pay every 2
I
hours.
would say my belly ain't shit. Tri-City, I don't know what that is, but I'm learning.
That just means Columbus, Phoenix City, and Fort Benning all together.
We'll come down there. So T babies, if you're watching, make sure you tap in, connect. Why am I looking at the damn microphone? T babies. Look, I said T babies, tap in. That's a fucking boom mic. T babies, tap. Cameras there. Tap in, connect. Okay, because we're going to go visit. Okay, we're going down there. And from what I remember, from Captain Crunch showing me our little things, we got a huge following in Georgia. Like a really good following. I love y'all. And if y'all would have been in our season finale show, everybody who tagged, what did they just say? I don't remember what they said. But we sent them a picture of us.
Yes.
We sent y'all a picture. We said we love you and everything. So please, Georgia babies, send us a message. Tag us. Say, hey, I'm a Georgia baby. Right now, tag yourself. I'm in Georgia. Tag your city. Whatever city that you're in. Because we're going to come down there and see Mr. Goodbar and Tinkerbell with that magic pussy dust.
I'm going to need your producer to tell us what his name is so we can just call him by his name.
And Douglas, okay? Right now,
we
Douglas.
can't call you Douglas no more. You're already part of the family.
Once he becomes a part of it, he got to come on the show.
I feel
You
like he's
gotta
already
come-
part of the family.
I know, right? Once you meet him, he's amazing. Like the whole crew, like they just, mwah. Okay,
Well,
what's the Italian people
Thank
do?
you. I appreciate y'all for letting me on. I did my best. Like I said, I'm under the weather today.
We
so
love
I gave y'all
you.
what I had.
And
I'm
thank
about to
you.
go lay down and dope myself back up with some more, different
Just some-
medications that I have.
Cheers
We got-
to you.
Cheers to you.
So cheers to you, T-Babies, again. Thank y'all so much for being part of the show. Thank you
Yes.
so much for following. If you want to be on the show, it's the easiest. 1, 2, 3. Let us know you want to be on here. We will contact. If you can't come in person, we will contact you with our producer who will Zoom you in. Shout out again to Studio 65. They are the main reason why we are finally over 100 followers. Our phone
Yes.
doesn't fall down. You can actually hear us, and there are lights right on top of our face to make us look good.
See my cheeks getting all red.
But shout out to Studio 65, real talk. Shout out
have
to
anything
Savvy. Heck yeah, I would just say shout out to Savvy because that's how I found Mr. Goodbar. Savvy is my good friend that I met through another good friend of mine.
Well, stabbing that ass. is
MAC.
fat as fuck. Oh my god.
I love Savvy. That's my
What you say,
baby.
bitch?
What you She invited me to come down to Opelika, Georgia, and that's where I met all these wonderful people. And here we are today. I have them on T-Talk. So shout out to Savvy. That's my baby. I love her so much. But if y'all are in the Georgia area, you want to get connected with us, let us know. We're gonna come down there, and we do want to be a part of the podcast. I actually want to be on set. I want to see what you guys are talking about down there.
Yes, for sure.
Shout out to Douglas. Thank you so much for tuning in to support your friend. Like, that's so cool. Support your friend. Boozy has been modeling for JCA for I don't know how long. And not only is she modeling for JCA, but she's also here on set with me for T-Talks. So it's really cool.
I want to hear some more of them stories one of these days. I'm gonna catch
Boozy
y'all.
has the best stories. I'm like, bitch,
Yeah,
what?
she do.
What you
This story is loading.
Tell me everything.
Got me hooked. Okay. All right.
But-
Some adventures planned for this
1,
weekend,
2,
so new
3,
stories loading.
let us know. We set a Tuesday date for you. We get you set up, and that's it. There's no questionnaire. There's no
It's not complicated.
flipping
We are not complicated
interview.
beings.
I tried to be on a few other podcasts on these other groups, and I have to. There's a questionnaire I got to fill out. Not doing that. There's a pre-interview I got to do. Not doing that. Because at the end of the day,
I want it to be authentic.
I
'cause
want it to be
mean,
authentic and raw.
I do Project B also, so my guests that come on there too, it's very similar. I want this to be a raw conversation. I don't want to interview you before I'm going to interview you. When you come on here, we're not interviewing you before
It's
we
no
interview you.
longer authentic when I have to control the content that's coming in. I don't want to control nothing, especially sex. Sex is delicious, nasty, enticing.
We have had
What's the
some
words that I can
interesting-
throw out there? Unexplainable. It's fun. It's charismatic. That was tantalizing.
Tantalizing.
Woo! That's my favorite. It's so many different. It's everything but controlled. It's everything but expected.
There's not a script for. Well, I mean, there might be a script for
That-
sex. It
but-
depends on what you're doing.
If you've been having sex with the same
But-
person, you know when they flip you over what's gonna happen next. But still, they might pull a hair this time. They might put a finger in your mouth. They might hell
put a finger in
your
your
ass. I don't know. I'm just saying, there's no. So I feel like the way we put Tea Talks together is the same way. Like when the people, if you're a guest and you come on the show, we want to know what your raw, real thoughts are. We want to know how you're communicating with your partner, how you getting in bed. Because at the end of the day, we all go to work. If you don't have children, you got nieces, nephews somewhere. There's something. But sex is the one place where there's no fucking resume here. There's no criteria. There's no expectations here. It should literally just be a beautiful orchestrated dance. And if I care about you like you care about me, it can be a one night fucking stand. But if you are here for me and I'm here for you, this one night stand could probably be the best sex I've ever had, even been in a relationship for years. because we're both here for each other. So T babies, I want y'all out here enjoying sex. I understand, like I say, I really hope that my show falls into the hands of the young girls. I don't want it to be like, don't get me wrong, I was that young girl watching HBO at 13, 14. No, I wasn't supposed to be
Back when we
watching.
was plugging in the parental control
But I learned so
passwords.
much shit on that show, and I'll never regret the things that I learned, because here I am now teaching my very adult friends who still have sex like 18-year-olds how to enjoy their orgasms. And again, shout out to Savvy for introducing me to Mr. Goodbar. And I can't
AKA the
wait.
squirrel.
Okay, aka Squirrel. I'm just out here catching nuts, bitch. I can't wait to Tinkerbell go on the show with that magic pussy does. Too much sauce. Okay, I love y'all. I love how y'all communicate. I love how y'all talk. I love the fact that you're an entertainer. She's not, but y'all have found a common ground. I love the fact that you were open. The fact that people have had, tried to throw a little wrench off in there, but you, as a loving, nurturing, understanding, caring husband, went to Tinkerbell to let her know, hey, babe, this is exactly what happened. That is the biggest thing, like you said, communication, transparency. Transparency, because what's the word? Reassuring your partner is not a notch off your belt.
Mm-mm.
That is something, if you really care about this person and you want to reassure this person that you love them, you care for them. I'm here for you, and I'm here for that down there too. So what does it like? Toys, lubrication. I don't care what it wants, but let me know what it wants so I can give it exactly what it needs so that we can continuously enjoy this. And if today it's this, because with children, like I said, when I had Tino, my uterus literally tilted. I didn't even know this shit could happen. So backwards cowgirl with a big dick, I need a smaller dick. Not saying that it's small, but I need a smaller dick. Because this big old dick is hitting this bone and it's hurting. It's hurting. But now, a little smaller penis, not hitting this bone. Wonderful. We're back at orgasm. But if you don't explain it to your partner, T-babies.
Put it in your elevator conversation.
Yeah, 30-second conversation. Hey, I can't ride backwards cowgirls if your dick is bigger than 7 inches. Boom, boom, boom. What are you gonna do?
Well, y'all elevator conversation is different from my elevator.
Give us an elevator approach.
My elevator
Come on.
is like when you got more than one woman, and then you stick their booties on top of each other, and you start from one level, and then you go up to the next level, and the next level like an elevator. Shut the fuck up!
You took it from me. You took the words out of my mouth.
I didn't. Y'all elevator is different from my elevator.
I
sorry.
love Mr. Goodbar, and I can't wait to love Tinkerbell.
This elevator sounds fun.
All I saw was these big asses lined up, and that was me
Just
looking
about
at
to-
them. Like, which one?
This is the Benson.
That's what that is.
Boo,
I'm
boo,
just saying.
boo. Well, thank you again so much, Mr. Goodbar, for being on the show. T-Babies, thank you so much for joining in every Tuesday at 8:30. Heavy on the ish, okay? Sometimes
Heavy
it
on
be
the
9.
ish.
But we moms, okay? We're moms. Understand us. And there's nothing here that's scripted. There's nothing here that we plan for. We just come here. I won't say we do anything. We just sit. Studio 65, put the lights on. Studio 65, pull up these boom mics, okay, that I was talking to that ain't a camera. Y'all here. Shout out to Studio 65.
Yes.
Who that? Who that? Shout out to the Who That podcast. Thank you so much. Shout out to our favorite bartender, Kirsten. I love her so fucking much. We're throwing creative parties all year. If you have not signed up for them, please sign up for them. Because if you're signed up and you went to the party before, you get a discount for the next party. So, everybody who's in Georgia, if y'all want to make a little trip to come up here, if you're an artist, all the artists do get one song, okay, to perform at the creative parties. And when the mixers come on, 'cause we're literally a huge family here, we will be putting together huge photo shoots. And so if you're an influencer, producer, brand ambassador, creative content person, it doesn't really matter. If you need some pictures taken, we're going to take care of you. Project
Studio
B.
65. Yes, Project B has a new episode dropping soon. Another one recording it this weekend.
Okay.
Been doing more photo
Okay.
shoots with her JCA.
Multifaceted women.
Hey.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you. Happy
Okay,
Valentine's
we're
Day.
all about love, and when it comes to love, you gotta love yourself, and you have to invest in yourself. And tell people about you. So, T-Babies, we love you. Thank you so much again for being on the show, and we will see you next Tuesday. Thank you again, Mr. Goodbar, for being on the show. Tell Tinkerbell we need her with that
Yes.
magic pussy dust, okay? Because the visual you gave us, all I saw was pink and blues and lavenders, and it smelled good.
I'm out.
We love you so much, T-Babies. We love you. We'll see you next Tuesday at 8:30. Again, heavy on the ish. I'm Kitten,
And I'm Boozy.
and we make up tea talks, and I will see you next Tuesday.
Bye, y'all.
Mwah.